Welcome back to They Did What? Your source of the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to be covering part 3, or a Q&A to the story I did a couple days ago, which was titled, Caught Wife About to Taste Lover's Salami, but instead, you know what on his junk when she saw me. And guys, that story, I don't need to do a recap because you all know what happened here if you're watching part 3 here. A long story short, after I published that video, or videos, the guy that sent in the story to me obviously watched them, read the hundreds of comments, where obviously a big chunk of you thought that the story was, at best, a bit exaggerated or total BS. Creative writing star, that type of thing. And I'll admit that I thought at least the ending was like, really, dude? Well, the guy wrote in, and he is stating his case that this is not BS, that yes, it seems very hard to believe that it's out there, but this is not how he saw his life going, and this is not a long-term thing, and all these other things. So I read his email, and so I'm going to let him say what he has to say here, so you all can hear it, and give him a shot. But yeah, the story definitely was in the, if it sincerely was true, then it was definitely in the truth, stranger than fiction category. Because crazy stuff happens, guys. But I'll admit, believe me, especially in the second part, part 2, definitely was like, really? But, okay. But I'm going to share his email here, and, well, you can all determine at the end what you still think. So he says here, Dear SSM, thanks again for sharing my story. The smacks were expected and accepted. Too bad some of the commenters think that the story is some fictional letter to penthouse forums. I didn't even think that was even a thing anymore. Well, you can't blame a lot of the guys there, and you can't blame me, especially in part 2. Part 1, the first video, okay, no problem. But the second part, especially the direction it went with your ex staying in the house with you and them getting along, and that's the part that even I was like, huh? But women are crazy, so who knows? And the penthouse forums are now, let's be honest, the Reddit forums. It isn't like my life turned into an adult fantasy version of Three's Company, where Jack gets to run through both Jen and Chrissy on the daily. I do believe I would have been a lot more descriptive of the better activities if this was some forum smut fiction. I really left a lot out of the story to try to shorten my crazy life events. To clear up one thing, having both of them together did not happen that often, and it has even been a while since mostly it's been just one-on-one. I didn't think you were having 3 ways every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday nights. Yeah, I too thought this was probably a couple times, and you're having your fun with both of them. That's not impossible to believe, but the hard thing to believe is both these, let's be honest, rivals in the same place, unless your ex-wife now is feeling some kind of, this is her penance for screwing up. And the other one, this is her way of sticking it to her. Who knows? And you're damn right, I was using protection. Both because my trust in women is toast, and knowing Camille has been on fertility treatment before leaving her cheating husband was a concern. You better wear protection, amigo. Shit. Super thick protection. And disposing of the protection. Because they wanted to have a kid, she can get desperate. Even that unplanned first time was that with protection, because I already had condoms bought in case I went out looking for some tail after the divorce was finalized. You're also right that I can't keep this up either. That is why I said that there were things being discussed recently, and that my statement of, if anybody wants out, there's the door. No hard feelings, and I understand that there's a need to move on as well as my own. Yeah, man, this is unsustainable. Come on. You were a guy who wanted to be just you and your wife. Well, she screwed that up. But that's who you are. And, you're having your fun and you're going through this stage. This is not going to last forever. It's not healthy. Let's be honest here. And let's also be honest here. Let me mention this. Your ex-wife, Michelle, I think that's you said her name is, her code name. Well, eventually she's going to catch on that she's not going to get you back. And eventually, she's going to leave. It may take her a while, but eventually, she'll probably blame you for that. You led me on. Bullshit. You made it clear. You're divorced. And as for the other one, what the hell's her name here? I can't find it here. I forget. The other one, who's the police officer, she wanted kids so badly, eventually she's going to meet some guy. But how is any guy she meets in the future going to be okay with the fact that she was living with another dude and having three-ways and all that. So she just jeopardized relationship with future guys here, but I'll come back to that later. Anyway, he says, even that I read that part. You see, to my core, I am broken. The man I was before all this would never be casually involved with two women at once. I believe that. I was all in for marriage, monogamy, and a nuclear family. Not anymore. Michelle knows this, and I guess she thought that she could fix what she broke. I'm sorry what happened to you, man. And yeah, I believe you that you're broken. Hence, this is what's going on. This is like your way of just, you've gone numb, and this is a distraction. Who knows? Who knows? But Michelle, your ex, there's no way she's going to fix what happened. In a way, I think Camille being brought into the mix was a way Michelle was punishing herself and satisfying some odd curiosity that most women dealt with when they were irresponsible single teens or in college. So that's what I think. This is her penance. We've had these talks, and Michelle knows I no longer have unconditional love for her. Well, guys, I'm sure many of you guys have learned through your life experience, for you relationship guys out there, and certainly from these stories, there's no such thing as unconditional love. Women do not have unconditional love for men. No fucking way. You better have a job. You better have an income. You better all these things. There's no unconditional love with women. And men, you got to be the same way. Because the problem is, you have unconditional love for them, and they don't for you. It's a losing deal. And frankly, in my opinion, after being on this planet and I've had plenty of relationships, you can love your girl, but don't be in love with your girl. Because when you're in love with your girl, that causes you to do stupid shit and put up with stupid shit. Maybe I could be labeled as heartless and cruel, but, fine. I'm a realist. That's something that most women desperately crave. What, some tits? Well, they only give us men conditional love. Oh, the women want unconditional. My bad. The women want the unconditional love. We men have a grocery list miles long with conditions to receive their love. But we men who do relationships will give unconditional love for just the basics. Faithfulness, respect, and peace. Yeah, and it's a mistake. Michelle knows that I'm no longer able to love unconditionally anyone but her 2 adult kids and the grandchild. There's also the fact that I will not be with her without protection. Don't even think about it. I would not, dude. I think it's a mistake. You're with your ex-wife here. It's time to end this. Boot her out. She can get her own fucking place. She feels a physical disconnect and it has been emotionally hurting her. Too bad it's hurting her. Too bad she caused this mess. She said that more than once since before Christmas and that she didn't think that she could keep living like this as she thought she could. No, she thought she could win you back and change your mind, and it's not working. That's why she's doing this. I let her know that both she and Camille moved out. I could manage just fine, since the family who was renting my parents' house after my dad died, that I inherited, were planning on moving out of state soon. Great, you got a place to go. I would just sell my current house and use the money to remodel my parents' old home in the country to live out there. That sounds like a great idea, out in the country. Wonderful. I still have 2 demanding cats to keep me company, so my home wouldn't be empty. There you go. As a cat papa myself, I understand all about that. I like the word he uses, demanding. Love my cats, but goddamn it, they're demanding. I also wasn't going to disappear from her 2 adult kids and grandchildren's lives. So Michelle is probably not going to be doing this whole cohabitation thing much longer, but is still here. Yeah, she's realizing this is not working, and this is not sustainable. What about Camille? She's a bit of an introvert, so she spends most of her time buried in books and focusing on her career. We go to the gym often together, too. She doesn't like going by herself, as she's an introvert, and gets easily annoyed by the gym's Chads and Gym Jessica's trying to hit on her while she's just there to work out. Yeah, I have a gym I go to. I'm one on the property that I live in. It's a part of the HOA. I'm in fucking South Florida. Everything's HOAs around here, most of them. And it's decent, but it's small. And there's another one I go to, and it's just jam-packed all the time with the Gen Z tards taking pictures of themselves and their selfies. It annoys the shit out of me. I try to go during a time period where there's less Z-tards around. Never go to the gym on a freaking Saturday or Sunday when it's Z-tard central. Or when school is out, that's also Z-tard central. Yeah, the young people annoy the shit out of me. But I'm becoming a grumpy old man. I will be Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino in years to come with my freaking rifle and saying, "Get off my lawn." Yeah, it's going to be me. Anyhow, I don't blame her at all about the whole gym thing. Get people annoying her. The snooze button was hit pretty hard on her desire to become a mother after her divorce. Beginning to spend some time with my grandchild and with my daughter would come visit a bit of a substitute. There's been the what ifs brought up here and there that if she decides she wants to meet someone and have children, she'll move out before she puts herself out there. Well, I would imagine so, but she was doing some threesomes with you. That's not the type of girl I'd want to get married to and have kids with. She shot herself in the foot there, even though you benefited from that. She doesn't want to disrespect me or start off a new relationship while being in a situation. She knows the truth would come out and wreck the new relationship before it even got off the ground. She still has all her divorce settlement and has been adding to it since moving in. So financially, she's in a good place. I did ask her what she expects of me if Michelle moves out or moves on. She would just deal with it if the time comes. Do not think for a second Camille doesn't have her sights on you, my man. And you're like nearly 20 years older than her. And she wants to be a mother. Be careful. Some of you guys probably think that Camille has daddy issues since losing her parents when she was young, given our age gap, that we are trauma bonded, or that she's fallen in love with me. Y'all might be right. My daughter and my stepdaughter has already pulled me aside the last time she was over with my grandchild, and when she dresses me as dad, I know she's got something serious to talk about. Well, your stepkids, who you said in the first story are great to you, which I'm very happy about, yeah, they're probably like, so you're obviously having relations with a chick that's not much older than we are. She said that I'm an adult, so what goes under my roof is my business. You're goddamn right it's your business. You're the father, she's the kid. It's your fucking house. But Camille looks at me the same way her mother does, and she doesn't want to see someone else get hurt. She knows that I'll never recommit or marry their mother, and doesn't blame me one bit. She said that she and her brother will always love me and aren't going anywhere if their mother moves on. Well, that's good to hear. I hope they stick to that. Because you were great to them. And their mother is going to move on. But I'm concerned that your ex-wife, Michelle, is going to one day realize this isn't going anywhere and decide to blame you. She's going to blame you for leading her on. Instead of her accepting her accountability for her actions, she's going to be mad at you for messing with her mind and messing with her emotions, with her staying in that situation. And, oh, God forbid, another woman there. Be careful that you don't get the blame and try to turn those kids against you. I know I sound negative as fuck, but I'm a realist. And I have lived long enough and done thousands and thousands of videos that you can't underestimate these people. She brought Brad Paisley's song, He Didn't Have to Be, on her phone, and she sang along it to me. It's okay to cry in front of your daughter when she starts singing a song like that to you, damn it. Offhand, my son or stepson lives out of state with his new wife, so that's why his interaction has been minimal through this whole mess. So that is some clarification for you and a better grip on what is currently going on. I'll admit that I do feel love from both of these women. From both of them. My children and grandchild and my closest friends, I try to reciprocate what I can, but deep inside, I still feel numb. Bro, you're married 20 years to this woman and you're betrayed, and you walked in on her with her hand on that guy's you know what, and although we all thought it was very funny with her barfing on his junk. Again, for those of you who believe this story is true, no offense. But, of course you're numb. It's going to take a long time. The only real rush of life I feel is when I stand on the gas pedal pulling on the interstate in the old muscle car beast that I have roadworthy at the moment. Gas pedal therapy is what I call it. 0 to the speed limit as quick as possible when there's no traffic. Anyway, thanks for the interest in sharing my life's disaster, and I'll be sure to drop a line if something does go on in the future. Hope you get better, feeling better, dude. Thank you. Yeah, I'm coming off a freaking cold I've had for 6 fucking days. It's finally getting better here. Anyhow, so there you go, guys. He wanted to say what he had to say. I know still there's going to be doubters. This still seems pretty freaking crazy, too crazy to be true. But I do know there's a lot of craziness out there, and truth is stranger than fiction. All I can say is, sir, good luck to you. Please, time to accelerate the women moving out, and you can then move on. Okay, you've gone through your pimp phase here. It's time to move forward, because this isn't you, and you know it's not you. It's not healthy. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you got a good story that you found online, definitely send it my way. strongsuccessfulmail@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.